What's up? What's up?
What's happening?
Oh, yeah. Welcome to Local Musicians.
XP.
That was quick, man. You
XP. That's Darren right
there. We gave Mr. Reeves the night off just because we got a quick little something to kind of talk about. Probably gonna be a little bit shorter stream tonight. We're just gonna kind of give our overview and talk about our new session. Well, it's really the second one, but we got a name for it now, and it's all fancy, and we got a spot. So, so we're gonna break down everything tonight, and we are also going to announce the groups tonight. I believe. Do we have all that information there, Mr. Jackson?
Yeah, possibly.
Did you? In other words,
I have it.
Were you making
another location? But I can't.
It's in another location. Okay, well, okay.
I can't get it because you know.
Yeah. We're gonna need that because we're gonna kind of give everybody the lineup a little bit tonight. So, but good to see everybody.
What's up, Nick?
Yeah, we got Nick, Martin, Dina, the whole family is in the chat.
Yeah.
Mark Podhorzer, who is enjoying the roasting going on of Mr. Falgout, that we have been just absolutely tearing him up, and there is no bigger winner in the Falgout roast than Mark Podhorzer. He's like, finally, they're giving you shit, not me. So
got Martin B in the chat. Got
yes.
Got Drew. Okay.
Yes. So, our trusty producer is back with us after abandoning us for 3 weeks in a row. So he's back. He has time, and you know he doesn't have anything else to do. So he's like, "Oh, you guys need. I guess I'll come on tonight and help you guys out." You know. So, you know, everybody has lives, man. We ain't making no money at this thing, but.
He felt bad for us, man. You know,
he did, and he had some good excuses. He had some family in town, and you know, going to see Steve Cunningham at the Moon Shadow and stuff like that. You know, our good friend Steve Cunningham, who we actually need to get on the show.
Yeah, man.
And chop it up with Mr. Cunningham. So, but good to see everybody. It was good to see everybody last night. We had a great time actually at the session last night. A lot of great young players out. Our good friend Frankie Quinones was out, man. Brought the heat, brought his djembe out, and that was absolutely killing. Got some good stuff in with his future son-in-law was there, sounding real good on trumpet, bro. Sounding real good.
He was telling the truth. Tell it.
He was one of the all-time classic moments here at Local Musicians XP. Tell the truth. Tell it.
Tell it.
We'll have to revisit that one. As a matter of fact. But yeah, man, it was good. So yeah, man. So we've had you had a couple of things over the weekend, but we'll just, you know. I mean, if you want to, you had a couple gigs and got some. You're at Red Light tomorrow. So
yeah. Man, you know, thinking about that new symbol line, the Fonzarellis, bro. The happy days, bro.
That's one of the best ones I ever came up with. I'm coming up with some good stuff today, man, in our conversation.
Fonzarellis.
Steve Atwater.
Oh,
Ronnie
Steve
Lott,
Atwater
man,
was
we
a
was
good one.
man.
That was a good one.
We was having some fun,
Oh,
man.
Yeah, so
Chris,
we had that the jam session last night, and the energy was there, man. We live for that, for the energy of a collective people to come together, and just cats playing, and the
right.
audience just was lifted to, it's those kind of things that happen that you can't take for granted.
Yeah. And everything is, everything is kind of a jam session at this point.
Right.
That's kind of what's happening. So you try to make the most of it, and just make it as solid as you can, I guess.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, man. But listen, to get some housekeeping out the way, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to our channel. It is free on YouTube. And hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. It will let you know when we are live. So we're just trying to keep this thing going here, man. And we have a lot of people that really enjoy the show. We enjoy it too. We're adding some different things to it. We started breaking down some tunes, and people really seem to enjoy that. So we're going to be doing quite a bit of that. We the last one I think we did was maybe Kenny Garrett, Night and Day. I think we did something after that, but anyway, so we're trying to get more interactive and more. We want to actually do some live stuff too. So that's coming up here at some point as well. So but share this this show with especially with young musicians, because that's really what we're trying to target. And we talk a lot about the jazz idiom and the swing idiom, and we feel like that's just a great way to teach overall concepts of music, because you have everything that's already built into that. So you don't have to, you're not skipping anything. You're learning form, you're learning melody, you're learning different grooves, you're learning composition, you're learning so much at one time, which is what I always try to encourage young, and what I wish I had done when I was young. I was in a concert band. My school didn't have a jazz band, so I was in the concert band, so I was learning snare drum and learning how to read stuff like that. But we didn't have
a marching band.
Didn't have a marching. We were a real small school. I went to a private high school. So at the time, all we had was a little concert band, man.
Right.
And we were in everything. We would have basketball games. We was playing we were the pep band. We were the pep rally, everything.
Assemblies, y'all played for the
assemblies, right? All the assemblies, everything, man. And then of course, like sport, I was playing sports too. So football, based. So I couldn't have, even if we had a marching band, I wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't have done it. But
I take it for granted coming from New Orleans.
That's like the culture. That's like built into the culture of that.
And, it's beyond football, because you're parade season. So you have the parades too that you're active. Most bands stop after, like, they switch over to concert band during the spring. But January, February, we're like marching parades and stuff like that. So it's a whole different thing.
This is funny. This is weird. I think it was when you went to get the
man. I took the opportunity
to get saw me. She's like, "Where's Tyrone?"
Man, what y'all didn't know is I muted that microphone when I came back, so y'all wouldn't hear me go. Yeah, but I ran up those stairs to get to the thing. But I'm back, Dina. Thank you.
Yeah,
TG Dina,
in the house.
Found out about our podcast last week where it wasn't going any longer, so thanks for that. So shout out. Yeah, something could have happened to me, Dina. You're right.
Yeah. TG in the house, bro. TG in the house.
TG, are you with me?
TG in the house, man.
Bruh, show me something, bruh. Throw a lick or something up there, man. Man, hey,
Goodness.
I was thinking about something you just said. You were talking about, how we give back to the next generation. So can you give one nugget of something? Like, I mean, obviously we have parents out there who's like, if their kids want to get into music, they want to hear
Mhm,
the rationale of why. But aside from being passionate about something and following your passions,
mhm.
what is something you would give to an aspiring musician? It doesn't even have to be a drummer, but what would one nugget of wisdom you would give to them?
Um, the more listening you do, the better you're gonna be.
Right.
I think that's because they don't the culture of listening to music and like deep diving into one artist like we used to do. You get hooked on one artist,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you would deep dive into that one artist, and then once you sort of exhaust that for then you move on to the next artist. Very rare. I mean, you're listening to different things, of course, but I just feel like that's a great way, man, um to really understand how someone gets from point A to point Z. Now all you see is point Z, quote
Right.
unquote, right?
Right. Right.
So the growth process of hearing a band or an artist, I was thinking about this today. Hearing the seeds that are planted for it might be their first record, they may be one cut or one little part on there that tells you where this band is possibly going, right?
Right. Right.
3 or 4 albums down the road, you're like, oh, okay, now there's a path there. But now it's like people are solely judged on the here and now, and
Right.
you can't judge an artist like that, man. But so that's what I would say, man. Do a deep dive listening into whatever you're into, but make sure that you take that seriously and you enjoy that process. You know.
Do you feel like you get to know a person when you do those deep dives, like when you're listening to an artist that much and listening with that intensity? I feel like you learn a bit about their personality, mindset, their intelligence,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
their quirkiness, their idiosyncrasies, all those different things. It's almost like you're listening to a person and having a conversation with him. It's like, oh, you like to do this. Oh, I could, that this gotta be this person. I know their equipment, I read up about them,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know what they sound like when they play with somebody. Like I was into Joe Sample so much I could hear him on knew what he was on, knew the piano sound,
Mm-hmm.
George Duke, Kenny Kirkland, all these cats, man. It's just like you feel you feel like you know them before you even meet them in person.
Right. Right. And then there was a time when you had the fan clubs and the
Oh yeah.
magazines and there was no internet, so
Yeah.
now you could just Wikipedia and well
Right,
once you
right, right. As
but
best you can.
back then, man, it was all about the chase of the
Yeah.
magazine. If somebody was in a magazine, you
Mhm.
buy the magazine based on just one artist. Like
Right.
I mean, it wouldn't be even the cat on the cover, whoever's on the cover, but you knew that whoever you liked was in that, and you would just buy it based on that. So,
Yeah,
you know,
LaMartina is the same saying the same thing. It's also good to read about the artist biography, magazine articles,
hmm
etc.
hmm
Liner notes.
absolutely,
Oh man, I used to love reading liner notes. Man.
absolutely,
Yeah.
man, absolutely. So that's what I would. What about you? What would you?
I mean, these kind of questions could vacillate from day to day, but I would think from right now for a young musician is um if you slow things down and just kind of just deal with it a little bit, don't be too quick to try to play fast all the time. You have to get those chops together, and we know that. But I think we skip over fundamental things that could build our playing and build our technique and make it easier for us, because we just have to get to that microwave and put the digits in and come out with the product. But that's not, the microwave never replaces the right oven, and or the fire or that
Mhm,
grill. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? So
mhm,
I
mhm,
would say don't be in a rush too much. Take your time. And I would also say I talked to a student the other day. You got to wrestle with that instrument, man. You got to wrestle with it every day. You got to be like, I can't give up against this thing. And mom or dad or cousin or auntie or uncle can't always be the one to
mhm,
tell you, go and practice. You have to develop that relationship with that instrument. It's like, hey man, we're gonna wrestle today,
mhm,
because
mhm,
muscularly and mentally you're trying to wrestle with spacing on your instrument. When you play the piano, you can't think about how you press down a key. You just have to work on it and let that muscle memory take over. And muscle memory will never develop if you don't practice the exact thing over and over again. And essentially, if you just start doing a different fingering, and I'm sure the same thing is with you guys with sticking, your brain kicks in. It's like, oh, is that how we're going to do it now? And it
mhm,
changes the pattern. Like you're like, oh, I got this muscle memory down. Now I changed something. That's why people like Tiger Woods and golfers, if they lose their swing, or bowlers. I don't know if you ever. I don't play golf, but
mhm.
I used to bowl a lot.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
you don't think about your technique, how you walk up and stuff like that. And one day you can lose it. You like, what? I feel like my steps are off where my ball
Mhm,
placement is. What's happening? And golfers
mhm,
and stuff, they take video of themselves doing things so they can see what their swing is. And I think sometimes in
mhm,
music that happens where you're not dogged enough to stay slow and work it out, that when you just play anything, your brain's like, we've done it different ways so many times. I don't know which way we're going to do it now, and that's going to lead to mistakes. So,
I think I'm guilty of, man, I mean, when I'm practicing something, I have a tendency to hit medium real quick. I'll start with medium because
right,
I'm thinking, man, I should be able to I should be able to do, but you have to
right.
totally remember, man, and it's always the the results that you get when you go slow
Yeah,
are always, it's like the stuff, it actually, you get it faster when you go slow,
that's right.
right?
That's right.
But the older musicians mind, man, we are like, we should be past whatever. Man, I
Right,
got the independence for this. I don't, why
right,
should, what's going on? I should be able to just do this,
right.
um so that's something that I gotta kind of, just always remember too, is, man, just take it as slow as possible,
Right.
and just work it up. But we're probably, I think, next week going to talk about that whole, just what you were talking about, which is, why is everybody in such a hurry?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, why is everybody in such a hurry? Why is
Right.
everybody, literally and figuratively, like, these cats out here speeding now? I don't
Oh,
need to go.
everything is the chops now.
I'm just talking about driving. Man,
Yeah, where you
forget
going to?
forget the music. I'm
Right.
like, why is everybody speed? Why is everybody in such a hurry?
Right, right.
I mean, but jokes aside, but yeah, I mean, why is everybody in such? Everybody wants to get on the gig. Oh, I need to get. Man, bro. I seen some stuff today,
Don't get
man.
started, bro.
Man, I was just like, I cannot believe these cats, man. But we're gonna talk a little bit about that, I think, next week with Daryl, and talk
Yeah.
about what, the why is every, like, development is everything, and
Right.
you're always developing anyway. You're always
Right.
developing. Now
Always.
we've seen some of our heroes, though. They do, some guys, they hit that thing and it's like, that's what they do, and that's their choice. But we've seen other cats that continue to grow and grow and grow, and want to have something different to say, and are challenging themselves. That's another thing that I think, we try not to use the word jazz, I guess, but that style, man, it's hard to rest on your laurels playing that music, man.
Very hard.
You get exposed and found out real quick. Real quick. So that's one of the things I love about it. It's why I'm so addicted to it. It's almost like it's like a built-in check. It's a built-in checklist, man. Like the minute you slip, here comes something either somebody else or some music that's about to humble you real quick.
It's like chess, bro. You go play chess after you haven't played in a long time. You're like, oh, I lost my openings.
Man, let's not even talk about that. Man, let's not even talk about that. But anyway, so it's a little opening. We didn't rant. It's a little talk, man. I like that little talk. But let's get to the topic at hand, which is our feedback, what we're calling the feedback sessions, as so titled by my partner here, which I think is a great title for that, feedback sessions, because what we're doing is we're putting young musicians together, and then we're just giving them feedback on their performance, and other little things that just have to do with becoming a professional musician and learning how to play with other people, which is what it's all about. It's all about playing with other people. Now, some people, man, they get into especially in this day and age, there's a large contingent of the 30-second hero, which there's nothing wrong. Everybody has social media. I post on social media. You post on, sometime I post. It's almost like a necessary evil that you have to do. But some people, it's like they're building a false sense of what they really are based on a few seconds of people seeing them, and then all of a sudden they're getting titles like epic, genius, you're the best, greatest, yada yada yada. So what we're trying to do is deal with young cats who are in it to win it, right? Who are in it because they want to be great. They want to play with other people. They want to learn the music, and they're open to some teaching, which is what you have to be when you are underdeveloped. You have to be open to hear what people who are more developed than you have to say. Now, you can take that it's your decision. You can take that however you want to, but a lot of times, we always talk about, man, if we had this, if we had that. But what we're trying to do is give you what we didn't have. Now, it's up to those that we're going to be working with, which I feel like all the people that we're working with, especially on this one, and that are in our sort of our little circle, man, they're all very receptive to constructive criticism. So feedback sessions Sunday, which is 2 weeks from, not this coming Sunday, but the following Sunday,
right,
July 13th at the Academy Theater in Hapeville. Show starts at 6:30. Myself, Tyrone Craig Shaw will open the show with a few tunes, and then we're going to turn it over to a few groups of young musicians and one group of older musicians too. So we got some
I want to comment on that too, because it's not just, I think there's a contingency of musicians that they're looking for stuff like this too, because a lot of stuff exists for kids and stuff, but not for adults, and
for adults,
in
absolutely,
their time frame and all this kind of stuff. So I think this is good. I mean, I'm really pleased with the older musicians, because they were like, yes, all the ones I talked to, like, I need this.
Absolutely.
And my teacher, the great rest in peace Ellis Marcellus said to me, he said, Jackson, you never get better unless you're willing to make a fool of yourself.
That's right.
That's what he said.
That's
And
right.
so, for not that these older musicians gonna make fools of themselves because they can play, but sometimes you need another eyes or ears or on something that you're doing. Maybe there's a modernization in the music that you may need, or just flat out
Mhm.
you want to know what's going on. You want to know
Right.
how another person thinks about something. And
Right.
that some of those unwritten things or non-said things are nuggets that could take you to the next level right away. So,
Right. And there's a lot of room for growth on
oh
this
yeah,
concept. I was just thinking that we can have guest artists come in that play with us,
right,
and then it could be a trumpet player, a sax
right,
player, or a percussionist or whatever. But then and so we base things where we get his feedback on different stuff
right.
with other players that are playing. So I think this is a really great
And for non-musicians, for the audience members,
well,
come
the
through.
thing that when we did the last year, we sort of did the first version
Right.
of what this is at the Distillery
Distillery.
of Modern Art.
Right.
We didn't really advertise it because we just really were like, we just invited young cats to come play with us,
Right.
basically. But then we did talk and gave them feedback and stuff. Um, but what was the most rewarding thing about that, I thought, was the audience
Yeah.
was and the comments that we got from people about, man, this is incredible. I've never seen this before. I've never seen something like this before. Brian,
Right.
I'm trying to find the right
Template for
thing
it.
that will give us try it now and see if we can get a bigger. There we go. All right, cool.
Oh, there we go. Look at Nick
Yeah,
right there.
yeah.
Got Brandon playing piano.
So this was what we did last year, and what we did, we invited certain young cats to come and play with us. It was a huge success. We just have been obviously busy, and then also trying to find the right place to um to continue this. So I think hopefully we've found that, and we will do some type of residency there. I just talked to
Joey. Okay.
Robert Drake today about that, and he's very open to it. So it may be something where we're doing, 6 of these a year or something like that, which I think would be
Beautiful.
great, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So anyway, why don't you talk a little bit about about just the concept, and I guess we gave a little bit of an overview.
Right.
But you being a professor, and this is really in your wheelhouse, and you work with students like this every day. So what's different between what we're going to do versus what they would get just going to school?
Well, first of all, what you said, school is equated with a building with walls, and with those instructions, and we don't really get a chance to really take them into the environment and the situations they're going to be in. So
Mhm,
they come
mhm,
in and we have to teach technique, we have to teach theory, you got to teach all these things, but very rarely outside of the concerts that you prepare semesterly for, not weekly, but semesterly for, to do one concert, is not indicative of what you're going to do in real life. So I always say the classroom is outside of the walls of this university, but that really doesn't mean a lot for students who may have limited transportation, have classes that they have to attend and stuff like that. So unfortunately, when it's time for them to graduate, they get into the real world to try to play, and then you're hoping that they get feedback from the people who are the giants in the industry to let them know what they need to work on. But
mhm,
because it's so competitive, they don't have the opportunity to be on the job training, and then what's most likely going to happen is they're going to play with some sad band and pick
mhm,
up those bad habits. So to circumvent that, this session right here is, first of all, it's invited. It is you're working on a piece that everybody is assigned to work on,
mhm,
and so it's going to be just like a real gig. You come out, you prepare for it, you play in front of people, and you go for it, and you're not in the walls of some university where they're going to stop you and say, okay, you should have played an A flat here than A natural. No, this is the culmination of you working on your stuff and expressing yourself. And I was going to ask you a question, Chris, because you talked about learning to play together.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is with this is playing this music takes um cooperation. It takes being intuitive. It takes a mental acuity that you have to be able to concentrate. You have to listen. All these things that regular people take for granted. Another thing is that the crowd is very important because you guys are able to ask questions or be privy to situation scenarios that normally we don't get a chance to talk about, right? And I mean, we look at our producer Falgu, who has grown leaps and bounds in the times that he's been with us at the
Mm-hmm.
jam sessions and learn things and documenting things, asking questions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The audience will be able to get a chance to see that and see what's going on and how difficult and it is to do. And that appreciation is going to help the music go along as well. So having students or people in general to play in an environment in real life situation with people who've never played with before and playing music that you have to have a democratic process to be able to perform, that's the lesson that you can't get in school. And that's why it's really important for everyone to be able to have an outlet like that, because the regular jam sessions, we don't have time to give any feedback, and sometimes we don't have the bandwidth that day to give feedback, and sometimes the students are afraid to ask and say, hey, what did I do wrong? And personally, if I'm playing or not playing, I got to take a break, so I'm not listening, so I can't say, hey man, I'm sorry, I didn't really listen to what you were playing. Now if you want me to, I'll listen closer next time, but this session right here is all about us listening and making in time notations about or criticism or feedback about what we just heard and what could happen. And that's invaluable. And that's what most sessions don't have, is that aspect right there. And I thought that's a need that we've talked about that we need. And I think a lot of people are for it. So look, if you're a musician and you would like to participate, come check out the first one. Come
Mm-hmm.
check it out, listen to it. We'll have a list there and you can sign it, and then we'll consider you for the next one that we have. And you just got to be brave. We're going to be loving. We're going to tell you the truth. We're not like our predecessors where we had to take it. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to speak in truth and love. And but if you want to get better, this is the thing to do. And it didn't, like Chris said, it didn't exist when we were coming up, and I wish it did.
Right.
So yeah, just put your hard hat on. It's time to work. And you're going to be amazed. The comments, there's going to be good comments coming too. Don't think that everything is going to be negative. So it's going to do wonders for you playing something that you can't do in school. And, it's going to be great. That's what I feel.
Yeah. I mean, there's 2 points that I'm really excited about. And that's, there's a couple of things that maybe aren't as politically correct these days, but number one is competition. There's no substitute for hearing somebody on your instrument absolutely kill and put a little fire under you.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. And then the second thing is that being on the hot seat, because when you perform, you're on the hot seat. That's what it is. Especially you're performing in front of an audience that has paid to come see you play.
Yes.
You have to deliver. So, right. and a lot of times, Tyrone and I, if we get called for a certain gig, we have no control who's on the gig. We have to play with whoever's there, because that's how we make a living. Right. And so understanding how to adapt and be a team player and do your job, that is part of the process as well. So we have sort of taken the liberty of forming 4 different bands. Okay.
Yes.
And because I was sort of like, well, maybe they can form their own. Who wants to play with Ty? I was like, no. We're gonna stick these groups together, and they're gonna have to figure it out. And I was like, you know what? Yes, they are. That's the best way to do it, and material included. So because we get on a gig, and if we're playing for an artist, they send us what we have to learn. We don't have any control over that. We can't say, I don't want to play this. Oh, I don't want to play this. I don't want to play this too. Oh, I'm not playing this. Right. Like, no, whatever that artist wants to play is what you have to learn and what you have to be able to play at a high level. This is what the big boys do. So we're just giving you a little bit of a taste of this, right? So, all right. So we got 4 bands that I think just really came together nice, mostly quartet or quintet style. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go with the adults first. Okay. We call this the OMG. The Old Man Gang. That's what we're going to call it. Right. The Old Man Gang. Okay. So who is in the Old Man Gang? And
we might have a lady in that group as well. So,
well, we can't call it
let's call them Old Musicians Gang. How about that?
Okay. All right.
Not quite.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So,
sounds good.
Drum roll. We have. There you go. We have Mr. John LaMattina on drums. Excited about that.
Okay.
We got Chappie Arthur on bass.
Okay.
We have Holly Shaver on piano. We also have David McCaskin on piano. And we have a saxophone player by the name of Ken Pack is going to be on sax.
Okay.
Now, in the event Ken can't make it, piano players, you have to learn the melody just in case. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right.
All right.
So older musicians group right there.
Okay. And then so then now let's go with band. And we're just saying A, B, and C, not that it's A.
It's not an order. So I'm just going in order.
We're actually going to we should actually make them come up with their own names though. How about that?
That's cool. Let's do that.
They got to find a name for the band. All right. So this is the first youth band. Okay.
First youth band. This is not in order. So just what's on my page.
Yeah.
We have Mr. Brandon Lewis on piano.
Okay.
Nick Lopez on guitar.
Okay.
Alex Barry on bass.
Okay.
I don't know Danny's last name on drums.
Right. Yeah, Danny. Yeah. I'll get that for you in a second.
And drum roll, Nikolai.
Yes.
Nikolai on tenor sax.
All right, Nikolai on tenor sax.
Good group. I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, sir. Okay, so that's the first group. Here's the second group.
Okay. Mr. Omar Askew on piano.
Okay.
We got Aiden on guitar. Sterling on bass.
Okay.
Zach on drums.
Okay.
And Miles Leppy on sax.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, cool.
All right, cool. So that's the second youth band. And then we got one more.
Right, yes. And we have who is this? Anthony on tenor sax. Anthony, is it hot? What's Anthony's name? Hoots. Anthony Hoots on tenor sax. Cameron on bass. Micah on piano.
Okay.
We have Svet on drums.
Okay.
And we're trying to see if we can get Josiah on trumpet.
Yes.
Our guitar.
Wait a second. So who's on piano in that group? Or we got a guitar player?
Micah.
Okay.
So yeah, Micah Kennedy.
So that group has 2 horns.
Yes, right? 2 horns.
Okay.
No guitar. Gabe is out of town.
No guitar. Right. Yeah, Gabe hit me up. So, but again, guys, this is just the first. So we're gonna have some more of these. So if you didn't get a chance to play in the first one and you want to play in the second one, hit us up.
Yeah, come on out. Come out
and if we don't know you, we may have you send in some video of you playing some stuff.
Yeah.
So and then you can get on that way if we don't know you, or you can't come out to where we can actually see you play.
Right.
So it looks like Danny has responded. His last name is Talley.
Okay, Danny Talley.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. So, and then Drew says, what about tickets for the audience? That's a good question. So you can go to academytheater.org. The ticket link is up there. There is a Facebook post that maybe Brian can find. It's an event.
You can put it in the chat or something.
We can put it in the chat where tickets can be bought in advance. But definitely, and you can buy them same day. There is limited seating, so we will say that. We're not saying that to, as people say, man, tickets going fast, man. Tickets going. It's like, man, shut up. So, but there is limited seating of about 50 people or so. So, if you want to buy a ticket, I would definitely do that.
And
so
I would say too, look, if you want things to continue, you got to support it. So let's.
Oh, that's not even. Yeah, we're not even. I'm not even going to explain. I'm not even going to explain. Get into that, bro. Yeah. Like the whole free culture is no culture. That's really what that is.
Do musicians need a ticket as well? The performing musicians in the band.
The performers don't. No.
Yeah.
No.
No.
You are our guest that has volunteered to get ripped to pieces. No, I'm just kidding. Listen, so, but that's the deal. So we'll try to find the link, and post that in the chat. I think Falgoon may have found that.
Trying to find the link
but academytheater.org.
It's in Hapeville. Thank you.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. So it has been shared in the chat.
Yeah.
The link. But you can find it on the Facebook events and
Robert, Falgoon, if you could find the Academy Theater link for people who are not on Facebook, if you could stick that up there, that would be great too.
Yes, that would be fantastic.
So it's $15, but there's a surcharge with tax or something like that. So it comes to be like $60.
It's a whole $1.80, bro. Whole $1.80.
Look at our brother Brian Andrews in the chat, bro. I heard he saved the day Saturday night, bro.
Yes, I heard. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Superhero,
What's
man.
up, B? Drummer extraordinaire, Brian Andrews. I was going to say something else. So Dina asked, do they need to prepare anything? Oh, yeah. We will be assigning each group. The adults have 3 tunes.
Right.
So what we may do is each group gets 3 tunes. Now, there's no guarantee that we'll play all 3. It's just going to be kind of how time goes. I think we'll have enough time. But 2 of the tunes will definitely, 2 songs will be played. If we can get a third in, then we'll get a third. But we have
we might let everybody play two tunes, and then you can come back and play the third tune if we got time.
Yeah. So, but there will be 3 tunes that will be on the prep list. Okay. And
thank you.
So, but we aren't sure yet. We haven't. We do have the songs that we want everybody, but we haven't assigned them yet. So we will do that in the coming days. So they'll have plenty of time to practice. And I'm going to put that in the Instagram chat we have everybody in the Insta chat, I believe. And those that we don't, we will personally, maybe we'll do a Dropbox or something.
Hey, John, can you in the chat, you say, I'm really excited about the OMG group I'm shedding as we speak. John, can you give us a little blurb, just maybe 1 sentence or 2? Why are you doing this? Because I think this is really good I always applauded you for, man, you're a teacher, educator, and you're still taking lessons. You're still learning. And man, you don't think it's robbery. You don't think it's beneath you to do it. And like I told a friend of mine, I was like, man, we're all learners, but we're still learning. So if you could just tell us why in the chat, we'll be sure to read it. Why are you excited about it? And we're so happy to have you and the rest of the OMG group to do it, man. So, but yeah, it's man, I think it's an incredible opportunity for everyone to check out, and I'm hype about it. And Chappie, you too. Chappie, you put something in as well. Chappie had already bought a ticket before we even knew he was going to be playing in it, man. So this cat is serious, man. And I told him, he's like, man, I didn't think you. I thought you were gonna call me sooner. I was like, well, man, we have a lot of moving parts that we we gotta do. So, and he was game, man. So I'm happy for him. And I think that hearing Craig Shaw play is going to be great for him as well, and be able to ask him some questions would be great. So Chappie, yeah, man, if you could put something in there while you're excited about it as well, that would be great. And just coming up with a situation like this is important for me as an educator, because I just think that in real time I can hear what's going on, the interaction, how we have to negotiate between time, between what changes we're going to play. A, a guitar player and a piano player playing at the same time. You have to navigate how you're going to play the changes, how you're going to play your voicings, what rhythms you're going to play. And Brian, I can see your face, man. Do you guys as audience members think about those things? How piano players and guitar players interact? Do y'all think about that? Yeah. So the audience picks up on those things. Here's La Martinez says there's always more to learn. It sets goals for you to improve your playing. I live for music and pasta. And apparently, messing with people with their taxes and stuff too. But La Martina is great, man. I want you guys to really concentrate on that. Is that there's always more to learn. There's always more to glean. So, um, and to play with the pressure of an audience, to play with the pressure of I haven't played with these people together, and we put these groups together a certain way, but you have to navigate how are you gonna play a tune? What speed you gonna play? What tempo? Where's the beat? Where where who's gonna play what when? All these different things you don't get a chance to talk and prepare about. I think is really really super important. It's on the job training, and I think it's gonna be great. So, um, if you guys have any questions in the chat, oh, he's back. If y'all have any questions in the back, oh, Dina says, "Hey, where's Chris?" He's frozen, except he blinked his eyes just now. So
I didn't give myself enough like I was like, this is not gonna work. I'm not gonna be able to hold it.
right.
Yeah. So did
Are you
John
excited about
respond?
it, Chris?
Yes.
What are
Did
you
John
excited
respond to your
about?
comment? Did John respond to your comment?
Yeah, he did. I'll put it back up there again. He
Okay, I'm
says there's
sorry. I
always
didn't
more to
see it.
learn. It sets
Oh,
goals
okay.
for you to improve your playing, and I live for
Mhm.
music and pasta. He said,
Oh, cool. Okay.
just don't be an imposter, bro.
Oh, we got enough of those. Enough of those. Enough of those.
Hey, we need to switch, bro. I don't like being on.
Why we sweet man? Just oh my God.
Come on, bro.
Why
You
can't
already
you be
know.
on this? Are you left-handed or
I'm
right-handed?
right-handed. Gotta be on it. I'm ambidextrous, bro.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. So yeah, man. What's up?
Got a
Oh,
response
we got
from
another
Chappie.
comment. Oh,
Because I
okay.
asked Chappie the
Got a
same
long
question.
one.
You want
Okay.
to read
What
it? Or
is
you
that?
want me to read it?
You got it.
As someone who is new to both jazz and a double bass, this opportunity means a lot to me. Most of my practice has been solo, so I'm eager to connect with fellow musicians, learn from them, and grow together. I'm ready to give it my all. Thank you for this amazing chance.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
nice. I love that.
yeah, straight up.
I mean, you can't. That's the man. I remember, man. Um, back. I mean, this is like probably 90s. I was practicing at at the minimum, I was practicing 4 to 5 hours a day. Usually more like 6 hours a day, right? And I can remember just mentally thinking like, oh, I've been practicing for this long, this many hours. I know I'm ready to go play. You know what I mean?
Right.
And what you quickly figure out is when you're on stage, you can't remember nothing you practiced.
Oh,
you don't have any concept. Everything just goes like it's like everything is on fast forward. Like somebody. So for those that we do have a lot of older fans in the chat, so you'll remember the fast forward button on the VHS tape when
2 triangles.
When you try to, you would have to hit fast forward or rewind, and you want to do it while the tape is playing so you can see where it's going, right?
Right.
But that's how this stuff felt for me. It's like everything was on. I couldn't understand what was. We could be playing. When I first started playing jazz, it could be something as simple as blue bossa or, whatever. And it was like I could just remember everything going 100 miles per hour, and it was like, wait a minute, I've been practicing and working on all this stuff all the time. When I get on stage, everything is so different. And then it hit me. It was like, man, okay, you're going to have to put those same amount of hours on the stage as you do in the practice room. So what does that mean? I have to go and find other people to play. I'm not ready to play with the people I idolize. I'm going to find cats on my level to play, and we would get together and practice or shed or play and I mean that was like one of the greatest times is when you can find like-minded people who are on your level where there's no pressure and there's no expectation and just working it out, man. That's what you need. That's what I always try to encourage the young guys to do is find cats that are your age on your level. Y'all just go hit it and just go practice the tunes, practice the songs, whatever genre you're playing in. It doesn't really matter, but just get together and work out. That is like, I think, vital.
Another thing I thought about this session that is good is that on most jam sessions, rhythm section players don't get a chance to choose the song or know what the song's going to be. And so you have anxiety, like, what if I don't know the song?
Right. That's
so
right.
This session, everybody's going to know what song they have to do. And so that should alleviate the anxiety phase of it.
A little bit, but they're still going to be there,
I mean, yeah, but not as much as.
No, right. You'll be ahead of the game where at least you know what's coming.
There's nothing worse than you go to a jam session and you waiting to play and somebody plays a tune that you think you're going to kill right before you play. It's like, oh, man, I wanted to play that tune.
I've heard that a million times when people say, I wanted to play that.
Right. And to your other point about getting together, Atlanta is one of those places that's everybody's on the outskirts, on the perimeter somewhere. It's so hard to find somebody to shed with. I think Chappie kind of alluded that he has an issue finding cats just to play with, I went New Orleans, you could just, if you was in somebody's neighborhood, you just showed up and knocked on their door. I feel like in Atlanta, you got to have an appointment to, what I'm saying?
Because in New Orleans, everything is 15 minutes away. Man.
That's true. But if I'm in your area, bro, I'm saying, hey, bro, what you doing? What you doing?
Oh man, you got to make a schedule an appointment.
You got to, bro. You got to.
That's true. So. But when cats are at the same school, no excuses.
Right. No,
a lot of these guys be at the same schools. Y'all can get a practice room.
Well, shout out to KSU, bro. They got a jam session. I don't know who started off, but they got.
But I'm not even. I'm just talking about like just
together
about them. Yeah, forget the stage. Don't even try to get on stage. That's get down there. I mean, it's like Kebby, man. Kebby, remember when Kebby was on? He talked about like his greatest thing was going down where the drummers were practicing,
right,
and trying to get in there with the drummers. He said that's how he met Chris Dave. Was at Hampton, going down there and just hanging out and trying to practice with the drummers.
Right.
You know, that's why he's got a lot of the stuff that he has, man. Because
somehow this always comes back to the drums. I don't know, man. It's just
I don't know. We're gonna do another show about that too. Because hey, man, I consider you one of the baddest cats out there. What's your go-to?
oh,
When you say you play to the drums, that's what you. And the first thing you ask on a gig, who's the drummer?
Who's the drummer? I definitely do that. Dude.
So drums in the hot seat, man. Period.
Yeah.
Drums in the hot
drive
seat.
The bus, bro. They definitely drive the bus.
They do more than that, but drums in the hot seat. So, all right. Well, listen, we will get the material out to you guys. We
One
do
group
have
already had their material already.
We do have the adults, right?
Yeah, they have their material out. I think
they already have theirs. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think I have some real interesting ideas about this, but I ain't gonna pull it on them yet. We're just gonna keep it. We're gonna keep everything kosher for the first one. But there is one thing that I do want to hear everybody play. So we'll discuss that offline. You can probably figure out what that is. So other than that, can we put up do we have the flyer? I might have it. Wait a minute. Let me see. I got it. And I did go back and I thought I changed the address because Robert was like, it's on North Central, which is the same thing, but whatever. All right, so I'm going to hit share screen, go here and share. There it is. So if you guys haven't seen the flyer, this is it. Let's see if we can merch. Ooh, don't, man. I got one for that. So here it is though. This gives you all the information. It's posted. Did you post this in your story or not yet? I know you will, right?
No, I will definitely.
So it's going to be in our stories. I'll probably hit it a couple times on my feed. If you get a copy of it, share it with somebody that you think would want to come. And we will gladly appreciate them being a part of the audience. So
yeah,
so much of what happens now is about just sharing the information and inviting people, you know. But I think we're going to have a nice little crowd there. So but that's the info, and yeah, there it is in its nice little box that I created.
Oh
yeah, fancy. That's fancy. All right,
I like the updates, bro. Good job, man.
Yeah, man. All right, guys, so we're gonna call it a night, and we just wanted to give you guys an overview. We'll talk about it a little bit more, of course, next week. We'll have the songs that everybody's gonna play. We'll get that out in a day or two.
Yep.
If you want a copy of this flyer, you can text me and I will shoot you a copy. If you want to share it to people via text or put it on your social media or whatever, just let me know. You can text me or DM me and I will gladly shoot you a copy of it. So I've seen some people post it. And I really appreciate that. We really appreciate that. So another question that a couple of different people asked me was about the Snug concert that we played. That was actually a few weeks ago, guys. And he's just now getting around to sharing some of the pictures and stuff. But we're going to have Antonio on in July to give you guys an overview as to what Snug Concerts is, and if you want to host a concert at your house. This is strictly house concerts, and it's a really great idea, great concept that a lot of people really dig. People cook food or have food catered in. And
I think this is a chance for LaMartina to show his pasta skills, bro. His cooking skills, man.
Oh,
Host one, bro.
Does he have pasta skills? I hear about. I think that's his wife, man. It ain't him. That's Mrs. L. Mrs.
When
L.
you're married, bro, it's all go together, bro.
Mrs. L. I don't know if he has any skills, but we'll find out. But anyway, we're gonna share that information with you guys. We're gonna have the head of Snug concerts on here in July. We got some other guests. Carla Harris is gonna come on with us after her record is released. That should be like the second or third week of July. So Bobby Broom is going to be coming on at some point.
Roderick Paulin
from Preservation Hall. So the guests are coming back, guys. So this is going to be cool. And but with that, I think that's about it. You got anything else, man?
LaMartina say he can grill some chicken.
Grilled chicken. Okay.
Hey, we got Red Light tomorrow night. I'll be in the band. Yeah. Me and Chris are with this is a little ways away, July 12th with Jazz in the Alley with Carla Harris.
Yeah, we'll do
that. And also rest in peace to Audrey Shakir.
Audrey Shakir, yes, absolutely. And we will do a tribute to Audrey here soon, who we lost, man. And the greatest thing about that, man, was she was still in contact with us right up, and I mean, laughing, cutting jokes, cutting on people, saying the crazy. I mean, right up until she left us. So she was comfortable. Shout out to the great Tia Ricks for doing such a great job of taking care of her, and then shout out to, of course, all the Shakira family, Blandings as well. Our condolences for the loss of one of the all-time great vocalists, teachers, and people as well. So we will do a nice little tribute to her coming up here soon. So, all right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we will see you guys next week. Peace.